Today is Monday, April 19th. It is 6:14 in the morning. Tomorrow's 420. 420 is a national holiday. Yes, it is indeed. Although I will be smoking less and less and less weed. I uh I definitely am considering the long-term consequences on my respiratory system because I love marijuana. I absolutely find it so beneficial. But that being said, I have been suffering with chest pain for some time, and it's definitely not my heart, say the doctors. And it may be my lungs. I was like, maybe you should screen me for lung cancer. But they told me that they can't screen me for lung cancer because my insurance wouldn't cover the test. They were like, well, we can give you an x-ray. I was like, I've had chest x-rays. There's nothing on an x-ray. I said, there's some sort of CT scan or some sort of scan that you can do. And they said, no, no, no. We can't do that because it's really, really expensive. See, this is why I need to make $10 million. They said it's really, really expensive and your insurance will not agree to allow it to go through unless you're over the age of 60 and you smoke, I think she said 4 packs of cigarettes a day and you've smoked that much for 20 years or some shit like that. So in other words, they've made it asininely impossible to get a lung cancer screening test. Meanwhile, all my stoner friends are like, Amber, marijuana is not like cigarettes. It doesn't cause lung cancer. And I'm like, well, when smoking cigarettes was really popular, people didn't think that cancer was going to be the result until all those people got cancer. So I'm not saying that marijuana causes cancer. I absolutely believe that marijuana is beneficial for cancer on a lot of levels. I am saying for me personally, it affects my lung capacity. And I have asthma, so I've already struggled with that sort of thing. It's just probably not, I should probably enjoy edibles. Why don't I enjoy edibles? Well, I actually like to smoke. That's part of it. It makes me feel like Sherlock Holmes when I write. And edibles are expensive, much like lung cancer screenings. Hence the reason I need to make $10 million with a rubber chicken. So it's 6:16 in the morning now. It's the day before 420. A nice intro for this. This will be my fourth blog on my new website, rubberchickenbook.com. Originally, my website was supposed to be Rubber Rooster Media because that is the name of the business that I'm building around my book writing ventures is Rubber Rooster Media. But Rubber Chicken Book is way easier to remember. So Rubber Chicken Book it is. Eventually, I'll add Rubber Rooster Media because I own that website. I've been paying for it for years. I'll add that so that if people look it up the other way, I can actually put the rubberroostermedia.com on my other branding. And Rubber Chicken Book is the thing I can tell strangers as I'm running by them down the road with my rubber chicken. That I'm mentioning the run because I would really like to go for a run this morning. It's beautiful outside, but I'm probably not going to because I have a really busy week. I have to get a lot of stuff done. You want, oh my gosh, I'm going to hyperventilate. Okay, so this is where I'm at. I've decided that I am going to write and blog all of the steps that it takes for me to make my first $10 million. I love that I say first 10 million because really most people say that the first million is the hardest. So it should have been how to make $1 million with a rubber chicken. But you know what? I'm 10 is a good number. And besides that, it's just the number that popped into my head, 10 million, which I think the numbers are powerful. There was a reason that there was a 10. That's all I got to say. So I need a blog every single step of this. And I don't have time to, okay, so I have to blog and then I also have to write. I have to write a blog daily and I have to create video content for my YouTube channel daily, at least 2 videos daily. And I have to get my second book written. I now have a book coach. I do. My book coach said that he's going to take half of my fortune. I'm just kidding. I just made that up. My book coach said, you know what? I absolutely believe in you, and I'm 100% sure that you can succeed if you do these things. And this is what I need you to do. And the first thing that he said he needs me to do is write my second book immediately. He also, well, don't go back immediately. And I said, well, I can't do that because I need my brain to be clear so that I can focus. And the thing that I need to my brain to not be worried about is my photography business. So this week, other than the blog that I'm going to be doing daily, I am going to be hardcore tackling my photography work, hardcore tackling it. And I'm going to be doing a lot of it live, I think. Maybe I might skip that part just because it's another thing I need to figure out. And I really need to focus. But I have a plan in my head, which is the interesting part about me hiring a book coach, because my dad is always yelling at me because I do pay money for coaches. I do. I buy education. That's the one of the things I spend my money on is education, books and education. I'm working on not saying and I'm working on my pause words because I'm going to be doing public speaking. That was a big fat duh. Everybody knew I was going to do public speaking. I want to do stand-up comedy. That's one thing. And I want to do public speaking. What kind of speaking? I want to tell kids to smoke marijuana. No, I'm just kidding. That wouldn't be nice. That's not what I want to do. I was kidding. I want to talk about suicide, actually. I want to be a public speaker that talks about suicide and suicidal people. And I also want to talk about the FIRE movement. Do you know what the FIRE movement is? The FIRE movement is financial independence, retire early. For me, I would just like to retire eventually. Do you know that my grandmother is, I'm going to say her age wrong. She's either 86, 87, or 88 years old, or maybe 85. She's almost 90 is my point, because I round, because it's easy math. Oh boy. There's the she is still working because she can't afford to retire. And bless her heart, I believe it's keeping her mentally and physically young, to be honest. So when I say I want to retire, it means that I want to be free financially. I don't want to need to have to do a certain activity in order to create paper or money or imaginary money in crypto land. I'm so okay. So I want eventually want to talk about crypto. So this is the thing about what I want to do. It's multifaceted. And my spiritual advisor told me that I'm only going to be good at two things in my life. That's what she told me. Two things. And I was like, wow, that's complicated. What if I keep experimenting with all the wrong things? I know I'm a great photographer, but these days can't anybody be a great photographer? I also know that I'm a talented writer. And I also know that not everybody can write. And not everybody can take a picture like I can take a picture. So maybe one of the things I'm great at is art. Maybe I am a great artist. Although I watercolored yesterday with my boyfriends, we took the week, we didn't take did I take the day off yesterday? Oh no, I wrote a blog. So no, I didn't fully take the day off, but we did take some time off. We went to the gym and we're looking at the same screen over and over again on this. subscribe. This is yesterday's blog, by the way. This is the blog I wrote yesterday. Legos are not in my budget. Keep calm, block on. So the day before yesterday, I blogged about playing with the Legos because part of having a wealthy life is having balance, right? Because working all the time can be depressing unless you're completely alive and inspired by what you do, which I am. So consequently, I'm a bit of a workaholic because when I do my drugs, I like to do my drugs a lot. So I like to smoke a lot of weed. I like to eat a lot of food. I like to learn a lot of learning. I don't like to run. I don't like to run a lot because it hurts my joints. But I'm watching a runner right now run down the promenade, and I really want to be outside. Okay, so anyways, outdoors. I would love to use more of that drug in the sunshine. Yes, 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 yes. I have a lot of things that get me high. I really do enjoy my life. So, and I also enjoy work. So part of the reason we were stuck on the screen is because that's one of the first things I did this morning is I figured out how to add a subscribe option to my blogs so that if you would like to follow the details of my $10 million plan as I work towards succeeding, because I'll be doing this every day. Did you see? I was like that. I almost said but I just said and then I pretended it was a car sputtering. See, I'm getting better. I'm almost a public speaker. Almost. If I talk every day, I should master it, especially if I talk to myself, which I do. By the way, the sun is rising right now and it's gorgeous. It's also a little bit sad because the sun rises right into my face because our loft sits right along the water and I'm looking down at boats and water and the sun is right there and it's gorgeous, but it's in my eyes. So I'm going to have to pull the shade here shortly. But anyways, back to the blogging every day. And if you would like to follow, you'll be able to subscribe. So that's pretty cool. So one of the things I'm not supposed to be doing this week is blogging. I'm supposed to just be getting my photography work done so that next week I can start the book side of things with a clear conscience and the ability to do all the things that the book coach is going to tell me to do. Now, this is the interesting thing about the book coach, okay? So I don't know very much about the book coach. Actually, I know nothing about the book coach. I don't even know if he's a successful author. Okay, so I do know he's an author. I also know that he is in love. Oh, yes. He's in love with this woman that he's been in love with for years and years and years, who was just a friend. But now she's suddenly becoming available. Oh, yeah. She's getting divorced. And he has been waiting for this moment because he's a stalker, a predator. No, he's not. This is a romance. This is a romantic story. The love of his life has been there all along, but unattainable. And now finally she's there. So my book coach is in love, and I would really like to be his wedding photographer. I think that would be grand. And I would like them to get married somewhere fancy so that we can go somewhere fancy and I can take their pictures because I think that sounds wonderful, don't you? So that's what I know about my book coach. My book coach is an author and my book coach is in love. And this is a love story, by the way. Romance. This is a romance. My $10 million plan is a romance. I am a horrific, romantic, mushy sap kind of girl. Do we want to look at something besides yesterday's blog and the subscribe option? Oh, I was customizing it. I want to tell you about that right now. Sign up with your email address to follow the details of my $10 million plan. Sign up right there. And then, hello, any email you will receive will come from Amber Garibay personally. You're welcome to write me back if you have thoughts or comments to share. So I created that button because I am managing this website. And I don't really want, so my book coach, one of the first things he told me is that my paperback book is garbage. Thanks, book coach. Here's the thing about paperback books. There's a lot of books being published in the world, and there's a lot of trees being taken down and cut down just so that we can write these books and put them in the world. So ebooks are probably the way to go ultimately if we're going to be environmentally conscientious, which we should be. Ebooks, he said, ebooks, everybody's on their phone, everybody's on their tablet, la 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 la. So I am going to have a paperback book. I am also, because he's the next thing he said is that I absolutely need to have an ebook. And then he asked me if I know about Kindle Unlimited. And I said no, even though I do know some things about Kindle Unlimited, because one of the things that I was taught in business coaching, and by business coaching, I mean listening to YouTube videos about business, is that the best way to learn is to keep my mouth shut and to listen to what other people have to say, because I already know what I have to say. I already know my information. So I just said, no, I don't know, so that he would tell me what he knows. And this is what he told me. He said, well, Kindle Unlimited. And I do believe, and this is what, okay, I'm going to start with what he said first. He said, Kindle Unlimited, people pay like a subscription fee, and then the readers do, book readers, they pay a subscription reader thing, and then they can read as many books that are listed on Kindle, period, for free, just because they pay the monthly subscription, which makes sense because I subscribe to Audible, and so I get a certain amount of Audible credits. And for me, I don't listen to audiobooks as much as I want to, so because I listen to podcasts and YouTube videos. Anyways, the point being is I have lots of credits. So for me, Audible's like unlimited listening, which I love. So anyways, he said my book needs to be on there. Okay, cool. I happen to know that if I put my book on there, there's a 60-day exclusivity clause where my book can't be on any other ebook platform other than Kindle for 60 days. I know this because I've been researching, right? So that's cool with me because that's going to help me jumpstart things. That being said, my book is not currently formatted for Kindle, which I need to do, which is another thing, or pay somebody to do. I'm inclined to pay somebody to do it, except for I don't know if I have the budget. So he has a resource. He was like, I know somebody. So, and I do believe she's priced reasonably. So we're going to look at the price, figure out if it's feasible. So speaking of funding this whole thing, so I'm jumping around because Book Coach did say, he said, Amber, you're starting a nonfiction. He was like, you can do seminars, you can do speaking. People get paid really good money to do speaking. And I was like, wow, because I like to talk. I really do. I like to talk. I like to be in front of people. That's why I want to do stand-up. It's not because I think I'm funny. I just need a stage. And I really hate auditioning. That's part of it. Well, I mean, stand-up's kind of like auditioning. You get up there and people hate you, and then they could catcall you. They could be mean to you. They're not going to be mean to me, though. It's going to be fine. Anyways, public speaking, though. I could do public speaking. I could totally do that, which means I probably should go for a run so that I have a motivational body. Although we're in the self-love sort of thing where everybody's beautiful. So I could eat 20 pizzas and get up on stage and say, my doctor says I'm healthy, so it's totally good. I love myself and all my pizza. But actually, I really do want to be healthy and eat pizza minimally and smoke pot minimally and go for a run minimally and work a lot. Oh, sometimes do you notice? Okay, so one of the things I notice, I don't know if you know who Eckhart Tolle is. Eckhart Tolle. He wrote Man's Search for Meaning, and he has some YouTube videos. And if you've ever listened to his videos, oh, we should find one real quick. Let me find him. I'm going to find him. Hold on. How do I find him? Get over here. Can you move? I'm looking at my navigator. Eckhart. Oh, wait, go to YouTube. I wonder if I'm still screen sharing. Can I switch screens? Oh, I can do a new share. New share. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm still sharing that, I think. Okay, how do we spell Eckhart? Eckhart Tolle. So he has this laugh that he does. Oh my gosh. He is the most drab man that I've ever heard. I am going to walk into the woods and I'm going to be at one with nature.
Just $67.
Oh, just 67. Stop it. Sitting together in presence.
Welcome to our live meditation.
Welcome to our live meditation. So this is a problem I have with meditation. It requires stillness and like serenity, which is not a happy energy to me. Like meditative people are like calm. They're not bubbly and happy and bounce aroundy. They're not like Tigger on crack. Can you imagine if Eckhart Tolle smoked crack? And is it Tolle or is it Tolle? Oh my God, I'm so bored. I might have ADHD. I have to stop diagnosing myself. God gave me this wonderful spirit. It's completely natural to be like this.
I'm in Denmark today.
I'm not in Denmark today. I'm in Grit City, Tacoma. Oh my gosh. Kill me now. This video. Okay, how long are we into this? We're like 38 seconds in. Oh my gosh.
We're only interested in one thing.
Yes, we're only interested in one thing, making $10 million with a rubber chicken.
Here for our live meditation, and that is
Making $10 million with rubber chicken.
to sit together.
Eckhart, we're not together. You're on YouTube and I'm over here by myself. We're not together.
Not physically together, but
Oh shit. You knew I was gonna call you on that. You knew.
nevertheless together.
Nevertheless, together. We are together because I know of you and you don't know of me, which means we're still not together. You don't even know who I am. Someday you're gonna know though.
In presence.
In presence. Ooh, presents. I want a present. What do I want? I really want, if you're going to buy me a present, I'll tell you what I want. Are you ready? I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I would like a shipping printing label maker thing so that when people order my book from my website and I go to ship it to them, I don't have to write on the package. I want to be able to print out a fancy shipping label and my little shipping label thingamabob. And I saw those shipping labels. I'm going to post a link. I'm going to post a link in this blog thing. Because somebody was like, hey, Amber, what happens if people want to donate? You should start a Kickstarter, she said. Oh my gosh. And this is Gail that I'm talking about. Hi, Gail. I love you. And yes, I'm going to write a review for your book, Chatterbox, today. Gail is on my wealth building group on Facebook. Oh my goodness. I have allergies, just so you know. I'm allergic to my dog, Blondie. What was I saying? Chatterbox, write a review, Gail, love, dog, Blondie, allergies, drink tea, Eckhart Tolle, boring, meditation. Meditation's like going to church. I want to go to a Black people church because Black people church on television looks very happy. Everybody dances around and they sing and they sound good when they're singing. I wonder if I would be allowed to go to Black people church. Would it still be a Black people church if there was a white person in the church? Would it then be what kind of church would it be then? It wouldn't be a Black people church anymore because I'm not Black. Although I'm going to start to put that on my doctor visits things just because Black Lives Matter. That's why. And I want to matter too. So there. I also like making jokes. They're inappropriate, clearly. I am not a politically correct person. And I'm going to identify that way. I am not politically correct. I'm actually going to get a t-shirt made. Speaking of which, okay, so all the things I need to do this week. So next week, starting with the book coach. And I don't know how much money I'm paying the book coach. He said this. He said, when you start to get successful, then I'm going to want you to give me boatloads of money. Actually, there's no boatloads. There's no boats of money. There's just, I'm going to want money then, Amber. He didn't say how much money though. But I'm going to take good care of him if he takes good care of me. That's just the way it's going to work. That's called ethics and honor. And Chatterbox, my friend Gail, who lives in the UK, and I would love to go visit her in the UK sooner than later, which means I need to make money. Do you think it's possible to make money by meditating?
Thinking is not important.
Thinking is not important. Clearly, there's a lot of people out there that spend zero time thinking. They just do. They consume, 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 consume. Thinking is not important. You're absolutely right.
Here,
Oh, here. He said here. Oh my gosh, this video is so creepy because he's just like staring at me. Quit looking at me. Oh my God, it's so creepy. Why are you looking at me like that?
as much as possible.
So right now, because his lips are slightly parted, I'm trying to imagine his orgasm face because I have the mind of a 13-year-old boy. My boyfriend says that to me all the time. I'm a little pervert. Actually, I am a pervert, not like a creepy pedophile pervert. I'm like, I don't know. I just think sex is a really funny thing. And I imagine that everybody has sex that are grown-ups. Anyway. uh and anyway, so Eckhart Tolle probably has sex. And is that his like like can you imagine him letting loose? That's my point. So you're gonna notice that a lot. I'm always wondering what people. So if you ever meet me and we're talking and I'm looking at you, it's probably me wondering, I'm probably thinking to myself, I wonder what this person looks like when they're having sex. And if I'm doing public speaking and I'm on stage and I'm looking out into the sea of people, I'm imagining them all naked having sex and smoking weed and running down the promenade at the same time. Okay, I really need to get to work. It's like 6:40.
Let go of thinking.
I'm gonna let go of thinking. This is gonna be the end of this. I think that this has served its purpose. This is the end of this video. What should I call this video? I'm gonna have to call it something. The day before 420. I can't wait for 420. I'm gonna have to write a blog about marijuana tomorrow. It has to happen. Okay, and you know what else has to happen? A whole lot of photography editing. I'm going to be doing lots and lots of that. It's going to be rad. I'm excited. So there's that, which is cool. Oh yeah, I also need to get more YouTube subscribers because like if I make a bunch of YouTube videos and nobody subscribes to my YouTube channel, well, that's going to be lame. And so I also am going to need to learn all about YouTube and all about optimizing my YouTube channel and all about. Do you see all the work? Oh my gosh. I was going to go get a job, but then I was like, I could start a business and work all the time for nothing. It's not working all the time for nothing. This is called investing in my financial future. The FIRE movement, people. Financial independence, retire early. That's all I got to say about that. It's now 6:42. When did I start this video? Like 6:16, I do believe it was. Yeah, so I've been literally rambling into my phone for 30 minutes. This is like a podcast, but there's nobody there to talk to. Oh, speaking of talking to people, so I want to do a podcast, but I'm not quite there, meaning I don't have a platform or all the fancy stuff. I don't even have a logo yet for Rubber Rooster Media, but I do have my first person that I'm talking to this week, and that's Alex. Alex Mayberry. Alex Mayberry is an author in the UK, and we're going to be talking about his first book, his debut novel, which isn't a novel, it's a short story. It's not even a novella. It's a very short story. Very short. Yep, it is. And it's got a piece of bread on the cover. And the book is called Yes, No, Maybe, I Love You. Do you love bread? I love bread. I love bread and pizza and Subway sandwiches, a specific kind of Subway sandwich. We'll talk about that another time. So yeah, that's another thing I'm going to be doing every week is on Thursday. So far, Thursday is my day, is I'm going to be going live and talking one-on-one to people from around the world about things that they love